I'm stepping up my game this week because I have an all-electric, all-new Mercedes-Benz. Yes, it is a Mercedes EQC. It's all electric, and it was actually kind of hard to get my hands on it. So before anyone recognizes me in this ridiculous outfit, let me crack into it. Price and range, this machine will set you back just shy of $146,000. But for that, it'll do 417 Ks on a charge, and it'll do those Ks quickly, 0 to 100 in 5.1 seconds. But as they say in German, or at least with a crap German accent, that is just the tip of the iceberg, yeah?
And like an iceberg, it's cool and has a lot hidden underneath, such as its massive 80 kilowatt-hour battery and driver assistance technology. But stuff you can't see doesn't always work very well in a video, so let's focus on the features you can see, like its luxurious interior with heated and cooled leather seats, a great-looking dashboard layout with dual displays and more fins than a sauna, a 13-speaker Burmester sound system, dual-zone climate control, heads-up display, an infotainment system which includes Linguatronic, whatever that is, and being a Mercedes-Benz, a 5-star safety rating. And at almost 4.8 meters long, this four-wheeled fortress also has heaps of leg and headroom for rear seat passengers, as well as a center console with collapsible cup holders and rear air conditioning and phone charging. As for storage, it has a class-leading PSC of 54, and its 500-litre boot has more than enough room for a body. The center armrest also opens fully, handy if you're hauling skis or a leg, and as well as boot power outlets, the rear seats flop down with a push of a button. All in all, it's an intelligently designed machine, which is what you'd expect because it's a Mercedes-Benz. But enough talk, let's go for a drive.
Ooh, I like this very, very much. I know I've only just got behind the wheel, but already I like it. So this review may be somewhat tarnished and biased because it just... I like the design. I mean, look at these cool illuminated strips and these fans. It's just so neat. It's different, and it's got that horizontal dual display, just like in the Ioniq 5, which I loved the Ioniq 5. This is cool. I like it. It's out there. It's not what I expected when I was going to pick up a Mercedes. I thought it'd be kind of sterile and bland, but no, it's kind of energetic. I like it. And speaking of energetic, let's talk some tech specs, and I'm going to drive very carefully because I don't want this Mercedes-Benz to turn into a Mercedes-Bended. First of all, battery, 80 kilowatt battery, 300 kilowatts at the tyres, all-wheel drive system, decent amount of torque as well, 700 and something newtons of torque, heaps. Oof, bugger me. Yeah, okay, that works. This is going to be interesting, this is going to be wild. What I really want to do though is try and get out of Auckland City because, I mean, yeah, sure, this is a car that's going to spend most of its life in the city, but being in the city is no fun.
So to escape the clutches of Auckland traffic, I jumped on the motorway and headed north.
One thing I want to do on this video is compare this car, the Mercedes-Benz EQC, with the Audi e-tron 55 Quattro. That's something that's going to annoy as Mercedes and Audi equally, but I'm going to do it because on paper these cars are really, really similar. They're both around about the same price point. There's only about $5,000 difference between them. They both are around about the same weight, 2.5 tons. They both have 300 kilowatts. They're both all-wheel drive. They're similar sizes. This one's a bit shorter and a little bit taller. The only real difference is that this one doesn't have that fabled Audi suspension system. This one is, as far as I can tell, built more for comfort.
Now's a good time to test some of the gadgets on the EQC, starting with adaptive cruise and lane keeping assist.
All right, lane keeping assist. Now, apparently, let me speed that up to maximum of 100 k's an hour. Okay, apparently it is, I mean, I can tell it's keeping distance from the car in front, but apparently it's now steering itself. I don't know, this is always the scary part. It's like a toilet in a dream. Can't really trust it. In your dream it feels real, but the minute you let go, it's like, oh no, mistakes were made. Oh no, it is going around this corner, I can feel it. I feel like this system sails around the lane a little bit more than the Audi or Polestar systems that I've driven. This one's a bit more nomadic. Yep, it's telling me to keep my hands on the wheel. They're on, chill out.
The lane keeping assist soon smoothed out, which allowed me to relax and talk range.
I do want to talk about the range on this car a little bit. This car is supposed to get up to 417 Ks per charge on the WLTP cycle, and that is a metric that's used with almost all new electric cars, and in my experience, it is not accurate in New Zealand conditions. WLTP stands for, I keep forgetting because it's a stupid name, Worldwide Harmonized Light Vehicle Test and Procedure. But in my mind, WLTP stands for woefully less than predicted. Because in New Zealand conditions, you can expect to get maybe 20% less than what the WLTP standard says. So this will be an interesting test.
But in the meantime, let's talk driving in eco mode to maximize range.
In some cars, when you go into eco mode, the accelerator becomes really spongy and lifeless, and it's kind of sad and depressing. This one, however, this is hard to explain. There's a block under the accelerator that wasn't there a minute ago. You can press it down like a quarter of the way down, and then, you hit a block, but it's a sponge block. You press it down hard enough, and all that power will still spring back. And now we're entering an 80 zone, so I'll slow down. But if I go down into comfort mode, that block's not there. Back into eco mode, there's a block. It's a block, but you can push through the block. It's really cool. I've never experienced that in a car before. I like it. That's really good. Dynamic, sport. Oh, the block's gone. Okay, that's really smart. That's pretty cool. I like this gadget, but I like this car already. I like this car. Look at these cool lights, you know, like a little purple strip that runs around it. And you've got blue accents and purple lights. I can see things are glowing purple. My feet are glowing purple. That's neat. I like gadgets. Gadgets are cool. Another thing I love is the heads-up display. It's really bold and really bright and really wide. So you've got a lot of information there. You've got your navigation information. You've got your speed. It also has cameras in the car that read speed signs and will display the current speed of the area, which is pretty cool. The only complaint I have is that if you put on polarized sunglasses, all of a sudden that heads-up display is really opaque. It's harder to see than my will to live. It is really, really gone. But then take them off, boom, that is really bright. So yeah, keep that in mind.
And before long, I was chucking this luxury cruiser into some twisty corners, and it handled so well that it genuinely confused me.
This is kind of weird because it handles better than the Audi? It's not possible. It's the same weight. It's about the same width. Maybe a little bit shorter. It's the wheelbase. It's got a shorter wheelbase. That's why it feels better. The thing is, it's probably exactly the same handling-wise, but it's in my mind it feels better because I don't have that length. That's got to be it. Because this thing handles far too well for what it is. It just handles superbly. I was going to say it handles just like the Audi. Maybe better? Maybe better? It's so close. I mean, look at this corner, 55. There I am doing 89 row through it. I'm not going to tell you how fast I'm going to go through this 35 corner. But let's just say it will be a little bit faster than recommended. Yeah, the traction control came on there. Yeah, that's pretty good, eh? That's not bad at all. That's deceptive. I like it. I really like it.
At this point, my goofy smile said it all as I pushed this German giant out of its comfort zone on stunning State Highway 16. And before long, I was pulling into the ChargeNet Hyper Rapid Charger at Kaiwaka, capable of delivering 300 kilowatts of charging power. The question is, how fast will this Mercedes-Benz charge?
Using these things is pretty straightforward. You swipe a key fob in front of it, you select your plug. This car uses CCS like a lot of cars do these days, and then you take one of these two plugs. I'll take the flashing blue one, and we plug it in. And that's it. Then automatically the car will start charging. This is the moment of truth. How fast is this thing going to charge?
Turns out the Mercedes charges slower than the Audi e-tron 55 with the EQC, peaking at 112 kilowatts, equating to about 440 kilometers per hour. So you'd be looking at 35 minutes or so for an 80% top-up.
As for charging at home, like about 90% of most electric car drivers do, I'd recommend you install a wall-mounted charger in your garage, either a 7 kilowatt or 11 kilowatt charger, which would recharge a car like this in somewhere between 8 to 10 hours, so overnight basically. That you'd be looking at about $1,000 to $3,000 depending on how difficult the install is for your garage. Mercedes have their own version, of course, but the pricing on their website is not very clear, so you're best to inquire with them. Maybe they can do you a deal. Okay, so we know the car charges at 112 kilowatts peak. We know that it handles far too good for what it is. But what's it like as a city car? And what's the acceleration like Stay tuned after the break.
Yes, it's a great excuse to show off how you can keep money in your pocket while switching to 100% renewable electricity with Ecotricity, our country's only certified carbon zero electricity provider. Their power is clean, pure and competitively priced, so join today and get on the right side of history at ecotricity.co.nz. And while you're there, check out the EV Buyer's Guide, where you'll find the prices and specs of every electric vehicle available in New Zealand, offering something for everyone's price range and desired range. But now it's back to the Mercedes EQC and its impressive acceleration.
Let's put this thing into sport mode. Okay, here we go, 0 to 100 time. And oh, that feels a little bit quicker off the mark than some of the cars I've done recently. Yes, very much liking that. Okay, so it handles like a dream. It rockets off the mark. What's it like as an everyday city car? Let's find out.
The plan was to put this Mercedes through some city-based challenges over the next couple of days, but as I was heading back to the big smoke, a small piece of gravel decided those plans would make for a boring video, so it changed them for me.
Just got this tyre defect warning came up on the dashboard. Oh, it's going down fast. That didn't drive over anything. Ah, I can hear it. Where the hell's that come from? That's stone. Oh no, it's a stone.
Now, I've changed enough tyres in my life that this wouldn't normally be an issue, but like many new cars, this one had no spare. Instead, like my wedding night, it only had a pump and a can of goo, so I got on the phone.
So I'm waiting to hear back if Mercedes want me to have a go with the can of goo and the pump, or if they just want to put this thing on the back of a truck. So now we wait.
I didn't have to wait long for the verdict. A flatbed truck was on its way from Auckland's North Shore, which gave me time to investigate some of the comfort-related features in the car.
Okay, so this is this cool touchpad thing that controls, if you can see there, controls the system. It's all touchpad. It's so cool, look at that. And we can go into comfort, which is also touchscreen. There we go. We can change the color. See this cool piping and the effect there and the lighting on my feet? I can change the color here. Now I'm going to go with the color of potato, which is sort of brownish. Now watch that. Check that out. And the seat heater is not just heating my backside, but it's also warming up my back. Oh, now that is neat. It also has the Mercedes Me app, so you can connect your phone up to the car and control the temperature, the heating, and all so forth. And Mercedes Help have been superb. They've taken care of me. They've just said that they've organized a tow truck that's on its way. All I've got to do now is just chill out. Chateau Mercedes. And look at the design. Really, this is just, it's a sweet place to be. I've never been more comfortable on the side of the road waiting for a tow truck than I am right now. Seriously, nothing's dampening my spirits because it's just such a nice place to be stuck in.
Eventually, the flatbed truck arrived to take the vehicle to the Mercedes service centre, while I decided to make my own way home for the evening.
Status update, it's been a long day. Okay, so Mercedes have been amazing. They offered me a $200 taxi voucher, basically anywhere to Auckland. But I declined because I'm a guilty middle-class boy who grew up poor and I just couldn't bring myself to take their money because I've already broken their car. So I've just taken the bus here from Silverdale to Britomart, and then I'm going to take the train down to Onehunga where I live. Whew! Tell you what, this has been an adventure, one for the record books.
And after a journey home on public transport, the car was delivered to the dealership, new tyres were put on it, they gave it a wash, charged it up, and a day later gave me the keys.
I am a happy boy because I got my Mercedes back. Yes, Mercedes took care of me, they took care of the car. It is in fine condition now with 2 brand new tyres on the back. And it's a good thing I'm pulling into this parking lot because there's a couple of things about the car I want to show you before I give you my worthless summary. Alright, now I'm in the parking lot. With the sun in my eyes, it's time to demonstrate a cool feature on this car, automatic parking. I've tried this once before, and it worked a treat. So, apparently I push the button, the light is on, so now I just drive around. Oh, stop the vehicle to park. Okay, here we go, I love this. Confirm to park. Yes, there. Okay, reverse. I can feel it playing with my foot, the indicator's on. Okay, be ready to brake. Check entire surroundings. They are checked. There's no further instructions, so I guess I just take my foot off the brake. Ooh. Oh, yes! Oh, this is freaking sweet. Oh, there's a car there, mate. Can you see the car? Can you see? Ooh. I know you people that already have this feature in your cars, you're thinking, oh, what a dick. You know, this is not interesting at all, but for me, this is epic. The car is parking itself. Oh, not the best if I'm on, oh no, he's having another go. Okay, all right. He heard my critique. Sorry, Mercedes, sorry. I judged you before you'd finished. Okay, here we go. Oh no, people are coming to watch. There we go, we're done. Okay, that was a bit clumsy, but well done, Mercedes. You got there in the end. Okay, and we're back. I just want to run you through some of the optional extras which are an extra cost for this vehicle. First of all, you've got an aluminium running board, $1,200, climatized front seats, $1,800, 21-inch wheels, $1,800, roller blinds on the back doors, $600, heated rear seats, $800, and most importantly of all, you get the option of a beige interior at no cost. Very cool. Okay, I've already given you the tech specs, the features, the price, the range, blah, blah, blah. That stuff's really important, but if you're a Mercedes customer or a Mercedes enthusiast, then you'll know that all those tech specs and features are only part of the equation. Because when it comes to a Mercedes-Benz, a lot of the buying decision comes down to how the car makes you feel. And in this instance, driving this car, I feel really good. I feel something I don't feel often, and that is aspirational. I feel like if it wasn't for my imposter syndrome and my crippling self-loathing, I could actually be a success. I feel that driving this car, and that's pretty good. And there's another thing that I wasn't going to talk about with this car because it doesn't come up in car reviews very often, and that is Mercedes customer service. I don't often talk about customer service, but this one deserves a mention because a British study last year showed that the world's best car maker in terms of customer satisfaction, this one. So if you have any concerns about buying a German engineered performance station wagon SUV Frankenstein crossover SUV thing, put those to rest because this is a sweet machine. And Mercedes, if you're watching this and wouldn't mind giving me one for just 1 or maybe 3 more years to review properly, then I would not say no.